Let me tell you a story. There was a time when I was 13. Okay, this was July 2018. I was exactly 13 and a half. Okay. There was this water park, you can say, albeit it's not wow, like, Atlantis Aquaventure or Yas Waterworld if you've been to the UAE and you may know these water parks. It wasn't anything crazy like that, or Wild Wadi, but it was new, it was fairly inexpensive if I remember correctly. It's affordable, it's small, compact, nice. It was located in La Mer, okay, which literally means the beach, LA_MER. Okay, it was a fairly new site in Dubai to visit and everything. Had a very nice and long beach, lots of restaurants. So they opened this water park, and me and my family, we were curious on going. Okay, and it was July 2018. So if I remember correctly, it opened just that month. So that day that we decided to go, I didn't have any water because for some reason the water that was in my house had this weird strawberry tint, at least the way I perceived it. So I was just thinking to myself, you know what, I'm not gonna touch this water at all. I'm just gonna either only drink it when I'm absolutely extremely dying of thirst, or I'll just avoid it for as long as I can and maybe just get water from other places or when I'm outside the house, etc. And I didn't eat any food because I wasn't hungry. Okay, so it's past 2 p.m, maybe even past 2:30, and I'm already in the water park, and it's been hours, at least 5-6 hours. I'm awake, haven't eaten, haven't drank, and I'm a 13-year-old boy basically that needs energy in a way, right? So I remember there's this huge water slide. It's basically what do you call it? It's like a free falling falling, I don't know what it's called, okay, but essentially it's like, you go very high up, you go all the way down. Okay, it's this kind of slide, if you will. And I believe it was a group ride where you sit on the tube and then you start going like more up and down, right, left, etc., and then you go all the way down, obviously, right? So I remember there was that specific slide that me and my family wanted to do. Unfortunately, my dad wasn't there, but me and my mom and my siblings, we were all there. So I remember it's past 2 p.m, right? Like, it's hot. Dubai in the summer is so hot, if you already know that when you live here. It's crazy. So we're outdoors, I haven't eaten, I haven't drank, I'm awake for about 6 hours, and I'm young. So I don't know what 13-year-old me was expecting, to be honest, because of course the 13-year-old should know better. But what do you mean? I'll get to it. So I basically climb all the way up this huge queue, okay, lots of stairs, lots of them. Me and my family, of course, because we're gonna do it together anyway. And I remember there were lots of people, and finally we were at the top, like literally on the last platform. I can see the slides basically just like right in front of my eyes, just a couple of meters away. I just have to wait a couple of minutes for people to go down, and obviously the lifeguards allow us and whatnot. And I remember I just couldn't take it. Something about that, I was so energy deprived, so I just could barely stand up. I was just so zombie-like in a way. So I went and I sat down, and then I could like just barely have like my back up like this. I could just have it straight up, like just here somewhat, I could just only have it like this. And then all of a sudden I felt more and more tired, and then all I could do was just lie down, and I just felt myself more and more just going out, just no consciousness, and just remember like it was yesterday, I could only see white. It was as if like my eyes were just closing, and it feels so weird, but it's like a spiritual feeling where people, when they've had a near-death experience, they say they almost only see white, and it's like they finally have something that's exiting them, maybe a soul, you never know. So I just had that experience, and I remember I was just losing energy so fast. It's literally like 40+ degrees sunlight, and I was out and I didn't have any food or water, which again is my fault, because a 13-year-old should know better, honestly. I should have known better at the time. But it was very weird, such a weird experience. I still don't know till now if that really necessarily classifies as a near-death experience, though I honestly partially think it does, because I remember just seeing white and everything was getting blurrier and blurrier, and it was as if I could have just like went away. So I remember what was happening after like I quite literally almost passed out in front of everyone, including my family, of course, and random strangers, and the lifeguards perhaps, you know, controlling the slides, was I was carried down, like all the way down the stairs. I didn't walk anything. I just vaguely remember, you know, having my feeble little body carried downstairs. And I remember then I went to the doctor, like within the water park, you know, the, what do you call it, like first care respondent, something like that. And I remember, you know, he just like measured my heartbeat, you know, like told me everything's fine, whatever, just, you know, obviously eat and drink ASAP. So, you know, that's exactly what I did. I didn't even end up doing that ride, not even later on in the day, just didn't do it at all during that day. Even till now, never done it even until now. So it's very weird, because if I'm not mistaken, I think some other people that have had a near-death experience, at least as close as mine, have shared the same thing. If I'm not mistaken, people that have almost drowned to death see the same thing. They don't see black, they see white. And it's very fascinating how some people can do that, live through that, and maybe some change, but some still stay the same. For me, I definitely stayed the same. Like summer 2018, obviously in a way, yeah, okay, I was 13, I was a kid and stuff, but I did waste it. I'm just being honest, I did waste it. And I definitely didn't kind of like rethink things. I didn't have like a philosophical crisis, if you will, at that time, right after that experience. It was just, you know, me continuing the same things for that time. It took me a long time to figure things out more. So that's what I wanted to share. If anyone has any other near-death experiences, please let me know. I don't know if it does count. I think it does. To be honest, I genuinely think it does. But it would be quite fascinating to know if other people have had a similar experience. I doubt dehydration and starvation, whatever, like however you define that. Because in a way, I don't know who would go through that. Most people anyway, hopefully, wouldn't go through that in like, what do you call, quote-unquote developed country, like the UAE. But you never know. So I'm just wondering if other people have had this experience or not.